Hey guys, it's Ciara, and for my second video in my fall series, I'm going to show you guys how to do a couple of cozy DIY fall decor that you can use in your room and in your house. All of these DIYs are pretty easy and super fun to make, and I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you guys in my third video, which will be posted sometime this week. So yeah, let's get started. For this first DIY, you're going to need some candle votives, Mod Podge, a paintbrush, painter's tape, scissors, glitter, and twine, and whatever other decorations you want to use. For these two, I decided to use glitter, so I just put the painter's tape where I didn't want to get the glitter on the glass, and I just got my Mod Podge, painted the untaped part of the votive, and then sprinkled or rolled it in glitter, whichever one was easier depending on how I was going to be decorating the candle. When everything is all dry, remove the tape and continue decorating however you want to. I just added some decorative twine to this one. This candle is really easy too. All I did was put a pretty thick layer of Mod Podge and then place some ribbon over it and seal it together. And then I just kind of did that all the way down the candle until I ran out of space, alternating between the pumpkin ribbon and the burlap. And it was really cute. This one was really easy, and it was probably my most favorite candle that I made. All I did was take some twine and wind it around the candle a whole bunch of times. Then I tied it into a little ribbon, and I placed some of the decorative fall-themed twine on top of that. And it's all done. These pumpkins are super easy to make and look really cool when you're done. All you're going to need are some fake pumpkins, some beaded costume necklaces, scissors, and a hot glue gun. Start by taking your hot glue gun and place some hot glue as close as you can to the stem of the pumpkin. Then taking your beaded necklaces, I cut mine in half to make them into strands, and I just started to wrap them over the hot glue. And I just kept doing this all the way down until I got to almost the bottom of the pumpkin. You can kind of stop the last quarter of the pumpkin because nobody will see it, and that way the pumpkin will have a flat surface to sit itself up on. For the second one, I decided to switch it up a little bit, and I just measured the beads next to the groove of the pumpkins and cut them to fit, and then I just hot glued them into the little grooves all the way around the entire pumpkin so that it was just decorated in little sections instead of the entire thing. These were super fun to make, and I kind of realized that mine just looked like Cinderella's pumpkins because I painted them to match my room, but whatever, they still look really cute. For this next DIY, you're going to need some old pillows or pillowcases, some stencils. I've cut out some owls and some leaves. Some paintbrushes, I use the round dotting ones, and some acrylic or fabric paint, and I'm using some fall colors like green, brown, and gold. This step is optional if you're using pillows that don't have removable pillowcases, but what I decided to do was place my pillow in the pillowcase, line up my stencil so that I could see where it was going to go. Then I took the pillow out and placed a piece of cardboard in between the sides of the pillowcase so I wouldn't get it stuck or paint on it or anything. And then I took my paintbrush, my little round one, and just dotted the gold color onto the stencil. For the second pillow, I kind of did the opposite of the first one. What I did was put the sticker outlines down, and then I put the paint on top of it and around it, so that way when I peeled the leaves up, it was the outline of the leaf with the color all over the pillow instead of just one spot like it was with the owl. For this last DIY, you're going to need some pine cones and some fake leaves or flowers. I decided to use sunflowers because they still look really fall-like and colorful. You're also going to need a wire hanger and some floral wire or other thin wire and a wire cutter. First thing you're going to do is take your wire hanger and bend out all of the edges and bends to get it into a circle shape. This probably took me a good 2 minutes of bending and pulling to get it into an almost perfect circle. Then you're going to take your wire and your wire cutter and cut 5 to 8 inch pieces for as many pine cones as you have. Then you're going to take your wire and weave it around the pine cone, and you're going to, once you're around the cone, then you're going to bend and crimp the edges just so that it's secure around the pine cone but it's not completely tied. Then you're going to take your pine cone with the wire around it and twist the wire around the edge of the hanger. While I was making this wreath, I found it easiest to tie the pine cones to the back and then like flip the wreath over and have the front. When you're all done putting the pine cones on, check to see if there's any space you can still see wire or any just empty space that you don't like, and fill it in with your leaves and your sunflowers. I only had this tiny little spot, and I thought that was enough. I didn't want it to look too summery. And the wreath is all done.